amazing pictures. Wartime pictures of St. Paul's, of a bus that was blown apart in the Blitz. Quite amazing stuff. It was never explained to us exactly why we got these particular pictures, other than the fact that we had a...
The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about DAJJAL, that he would ride on a donkey, and the donkey would as fast as the clouds.
Today is the 1st of April, 2011, and this is session 12 with John Doe. Age unknown, no known relatives. Patient appeared at Meadowbrook facility on the 3rd of January 2011, suffering from severe delusions of grandeur. After 3 months of therapy, patient maintains he is Lord Raiden, the god of thunder and protector of earth. He displays unusual strength and bursts of hostility, requiring that he be constantly restrained. As his mental well-being is our primary objective and progress in his rehabilitation has not been made, we believe he will benefit from more archaic methods of therapy.
Let me out of this place.
You know we're unable to do that.
You don't understand. If you don't let me go...
Yes, you've explained this to me before. The Earth will be overtaken by Shao Kahn.
Yes. And if you don't let me attend the Mortal Kombat tournament, I promise you, all of you will die.
I'm here to help you. Trust in me that I can do that.
No.
أمي إلى الأرض.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر قذائف بنوع جليل جدا 17 يورو 17 5 2013 الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
Death is the only way out. Major Briggs, Sonya Blade, Shao Kahn will be pleased.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, brothers, sisters, what is the greatest threat facing Islam today?
American aggression in the Middle East. The Zionist occupation of Palestine.
These are merely symptoms of a greater disease. The real threat is in our hearts. Instead of allowing Islam to transform us, some Muslims are trying to transform Islam to serve their political agenda. They are using the label Islam.
De la física clásica, según el cual la energía no se crea ni se destruye, solo se transfiere. El inventor del aparato, Alfredo Pellegrino Ernetti, un benedictino, aseguraba haber construido su máquina basándose en el concepto de que las ondas sonoras y visuales son energía y, por tanto, están sometidas a las mismas leyes físicas que la materia. Igual que desde las partículas más ínfimas se puede recomponer un elemento en su forma primitiva, el artefacto sería capaz de acceder a las ondas luminosas y sonoras del pasado, reorganizándolas en las mismas imágenes y sonidos que las integraron en su origen. ¿Verdad, o fraude? Cuesta creer que un hombre de la elevada talla intelectual y moral de Alfredo Pellegrino Ernetti, se involucrara en un fraude tan burdo. A nadie le extrañaría que, de existir el ingenio capaz de recuperar el pasado, hubiera sido interceptado y vetada su difusión por las autoridades civiles o religiosas, temerosas de las consecuencias derivadas de su uso, ya que con él se podrían conocer los secretos de grandes personajes y se resolverían muchas incógnitas históricas. Como afirmaron algunos, sería posible, por ejemplo, contemplar los milagros de Jesús. Pero ¿y si se descubriera, por ejemplo, que tales prodigios no sucedieron tal como nos han contado, sino que fueron inventados por sus discípulos? Entonces se produciría una crisis religiosa sin precedentes. Ernetti, estando muy enfermo y sabiendo que le quedaba poco tiempo de vida, envió una carta a Luigi Borello, su principal crítico. La misiva es una especie de testamento donde afirma que la existencia del artefacto es una sacrosanta verdad. Que se hayan captado tantas cosas del pasado es también verdad. Que entre estas cosas estuviera la imagen de Jesús es verdad. Y que las autoridades supremas han prohibido el uso del ingenio, es otra verdad. Nuestro Cristo fue captado en 1953, mientras que el de Collevalenza fue realizado 6 años más tarde. Podemos pensar que era la palabra de un moribundo, la confesión de un religioso a otro, sin embargo demostraremos incoherencias difícilmente refutables. La fundadora del santuario de Collevalenza resultó ser una mística estigmatizada. La obra obedecía a sus visiones, lo cual podía confirmar la validez de la evidencia presentada por Ernetti. De no ser porque el crucifijo, en realidad, data de 1930. Esta es una impactante fotografía que, según el chrono-visor, capta un momento de la vida de Jesús.
To kill, murder, innocent people. Something that the Prophet would never have condoned, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Remember Surah 13, verse 11. Allahu la yughayru ma bi qawmin hatta yughayru ma bi anfusihim. God does not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. How can we end the oppression of the Muslims by resorting to even worse behavior? If our spiritual and our moral condition worsens, how can we expect God to improve our economic and our political conditions? This is the fallacy of the self-styled jihadists who... I hope I haven't angered you, brother. Assalamu alaikum. This is the fallacy of the self-styled jihadists who murder innocent civilians.
How can you expect Muslims to be civilized when the Americans, the Israelis, the Russians kill thousands of Muslim civilians and dismiss it as collateral damage? The Holy Quran permits an eye for an eye. If the unbelievers kill our civilians, we have the right to do the same.
Allah permits retaliation only against the guilty party, not against innocents. Surah 53, verse 38 says, no soul shall bear the burden of another.
The Holy Quran also says, and kill them wherever you find them, and drive them out of the places where they drove you out. For persecution is worse than killing.
You forgot the first part of that verse, brother. Fight in God's cause against those who fight you. But do not commit aggression. God does not love aggressors.
access data on the flight recorder?
No problem.
Why were our cryotubes ejected?
Stasis interrupted. Fire in cryogenic compartment.
What started the fires?
The fire was electrical. It was subfluorine.
Does the recorder indicate anything? Was there an alien on board?
Yes.
Does the company know?
The company knows everything that happened on the ship.
Say again, Bishop. You've got it in auto refuel mode and it's sequencing, right?
It all goes into the computer and gets sent back to network.
Okay, good. Stay on it. Get back to me when you